Phones nowadays are getting bigger and bigger. There's the iPhone Pro Max, the Galaxy Ultra. For goodness sake, they're so big now, they come with their own stationery. Well, today, I'm going to experiment with something small that I can access through my front pocket. Yes, we're asking the question, can you use the iPhone mini in 2024? Hi everyone, Sam Tucker here, and yes, here it is, the iPhone 13 mini in all of its glory. Let's compare this to other small phones you may have seen, like the iPhone 5C or the BlackBerry Classic. It's around the same size as those. And of course, you can compare it to the big phones, like Addy's iPhone 14 Pro Max. Here's the mini in my hand, and here's the Max in Addy's. That's right, my wife likes holding big things, and that's why she married me. For me though, I prefer just a nice little slim member that you can just whip in and out of your pants at a moment's notice. But the iPhone 13 wasn't actually like that from the get-go. See, being so much smaller in the hand than traditional phones, you think that it would be a breeze to handle. But I personally found the thing a little too slim and slippery to handle properly. And I knew I needed to add a bit of bulk and thickness to get a comfortable grip and not worry about it slipping out of my hand. Now, finding protection small enough for such a tiny member wasn't easy. Since the phone was relatively old, I had to search a while for a deal for a nice leathery case. The first deal I found turned out to be a scam and not authentic.
That's a scam!
Although, even though it was a cheaper crap case, I could feel that it did add that grip that I needed. And a couple of orders later, I got the authentic brown leather case, and this is how the phone should be experienced. I mean, I could reach everywhere on the phone, just like in the good old iPhone 5 days.
That's just incredible.
I could do things like pull down the control center, hit the back button in the top left, heck, even use the back gesture swipe. I tell ya, I felt unstoppable. By the way, I also got a black case to try out, although I haven't put it on yet because I'm worried that if I go black, I may not go back. Speaking of protection though, you can't do better than this video sponsor, Malwarebytes. Now, using the internet is dangerous, and if you use it on your phone, it's just as scary, but a little bit smaller. But that's where Malwarebytes is here to help. See, Malwarebytes believes in the 4 pillars of protection. There's web protection that blocks websites with ransomware and phishing scams.
G'day mate, thanks a lot.
Then there's call protection that flags and blocks suspicious spam calls. Ad blocking that can block all ads online, except for this one. And finally, text message filtering, which helps you filter out promotional and scam messages, which is actually called smishing, which sounds made up, but it's real. IBM wrote an article about it on their 6-foot computer that can play chess. So you know they're not messing around. Now, when I opened up the app, my protection score was a poor 40. But when I activated all the protection services, I got 100%, which is what I'd expect, or I'd ask for my money back. But who needs money when you've got Sammy T's 7-day free trial? That's right, protect the computer in your pocket by clicking the link in the description and getting the Malwarebytes iOS app for free for 7 days. And don't worry, there's also an app for our Android friends who, let's be honest, probably need it more. So click the link today and get protected with Malwarebytes. Now, people's biggest concern with the Mini, or the smallest big concern, is the battery life. Now, when I ordered mine used, I asked that they put a new battery in the thing. And after about, 4 months now, it's still at 100% battery life. And that's with plugging it in every night on a slow charger. You know, it's never failed to get me through the day, although I'm not a particularly heavy user. I don't really game or watch many videos on it. And my current screen time is only like 1 hour a day. Okay, so yes, not a heavy user at all, but you know, I still use it and listen to podcasts and do a web browse every now and then. I will say though, the few times that it has gotten low on the old battery meter is when I've done like an hour or two of FaceTime on the day. Then when I plug it in at night, it is down around the 20%. So again, I can imagine for big users, they might be in trouble. But it works fine for me. Now for the big question, is the screen size enough? Yes. Like I said, I don't game on it, so I'm not struggling to hit any special game buttons or anything, and I only watch the odd video, and that always seems big enough. Sometimes I even watch a landscape video in portrait mode, because why not? Life's for not living. I mean, yes, the screen did feel quite small the first 2 or 3 days that I was using it, but now that I am used to it, I don't miss the bigger screens of the usual phones. And being this size, I love just whipping it out in front of people and doing things like a quick translation or something, and then whipping it back. Maybe I'm slightly less accurate with the smaller keyboard, but not enough to be too annoying. And it's a lot easier to do swipe type one-handed with the smaller screen. So I do genuinely like the iPhone mini, but I felt like I've been a little bit too positive during this video. So now let me explain why it's the worst piece of crap in your life and you want to throw it in the bin. First of all, the cameras. I mean, yes, they are pretty good, but I wish it had a telephoto lens instead of the wide one as the second camera. Because yes, I know some people like the wide angle to take photos of buildings or whatever, but I like to take photos of cats. In the house, across the street, and in bags. And if I try to get closer to them to take a shot, sometimes they move or stop being as funny. And another thing that's crap, of course, is that it uses a lightning connector, which sucks balls. And another potential negative, however you look at it, is that it's just another iPhone. So I miss out a bit on that feeling of feeling special and different. And I am special, you know, because I tend to like more novel phones. Like, I carried around a BlackBerry Classic and used it happily for years until I actually wanted to use it as a phone and contact people. And when I picked up Android phones, I liked installing custom ROMs onto them, like EOS and Graphene OS, in order to battle against the great Google Eye of Sauron. But as annoying as I find Apple sometimes, the iPhone does really work well with my MacBook, because I use Final Cut Pro and edit with Pixelmator, which are Mac only. And all my handwritten notes are now with GoodNotes on my iPad, for better or worse. And so, I'm a little bit stuck here, whether I like it or not. Whip out your small one. Whip it out and show it around. Show the world what you're holding. Show the world that you are so proud. Proud to have a little friend that fits right between your legs. Smooth and leathery, it's an iPhone mini. And so, can you use an iPhone mini in 2024? Yes. Should you? Well, probably not. I mean, it's not all that different from a bigger phone, and I kinda just like its smallness, probably more for the novelty, because yes, it's an iPhone, but it's a slightly different and weird iPhone. But if you got your heart set on one and you can get yourself a deal, I still highly recommend it. And of course, there are still some small Android options. I think they got rid of some of the good ones, but if you're not already in the Apple ecosystem already, then good. Stay out while you still can.
Subscribe today.
Let's talk about why it's the worst piece of crap in the world, and I hate it. I don't want to eat it, I probably could. I'll try next time.
That looked like you're doing something else. Vigorous phone rubbing.